everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Ginger Pierce, and I am one of the agents with Marvelous Mouse Travels. We are the agency that runs this Facebook group along with several others that are focused on different destinations. Welcome to Sundays with MMT. This is a weekly live agent panel video series that we do in one of our Facebook groups every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And so we're really happy to be here on this Super Bowl Sunday in our Royal Caribbean group to give you an overview of the Independence of the Seas. A group of our agents just got off of a training opportunity on this awesome ship. And so they are going to tell you everything that you might want to know about this ship and whether or not it would be a great choice for your next vacation. We are using a platform called StreamYard to go live this evening. So we have a lot of information that we're going to share with you. But if at any point you have anything that you would like to ask, any questions or comments, feel free to go ahead and drop those into the comment section and we will come back and get to those at the end of the video. StreamYard might ask you to approve it to display your username and profile picture. Just know that you can decline that permission and you can still interact with us anonymously. So I'm joined tonight by three of our marvelous agents. Thank you all so much for being here. And if you would take just a second to tell everybody your name, how long you've been with the agency, and the best way for people to contact you if they're interested in planning a trip.
Sure. Hi, my name is Allison DePisa. I have been a master planner with Marvelous Mouse Travels now for just over 2 years, but I've been planning vacations for way longer than that. And you can reach me at Facebook, Allison MMT.
Hello, my name's Craig Engstrom. I've been with the agency for 7 years. And this May, actually, and you can get a hold of me at craig@marvelousmousetravels.com.
Hi, I'm Katie Taylor. I have been with MMT for coming up on 6 years this week. I'm so excited about that. And you can reach me at Facebook at KDTMMT.
And again, my name is Ginger. I'm also a master planner. I've been with the agency almost 4 years. And the best way to get in touch with me is to visit my blog, which you can find at gingermmt.com. So, everybody, whenever we're talking about cruises, I think one of the first decisions that people make after they've selected their itinerary has to do with their stateroom category, because, you're not going to be spending every waking moment of your cruise in your stateroom, but you are going to be spending a decent amount of time in there. And so let's tell everybody a little bit about what stateroom categories are available. And if you want to even give, some tips of what your favorite category is or what you would maybe recommend for people, we can do that too. But what do they have to choose from on this ship?
Well, then I'll go. I'll talk. So at the Independence of the Seas has pretty much the same kind of standard staterooms that most cruise ships have. They have their interior, they have the ocean view, with balcony. They also have the junior suites all the way up to the royal suites, which are fantastic. Personally, I prefer to have something with a balcony so that I can have my coffee in the morning, room service brought to me so I can sit out and watch the ocean go by. I know that families that have older children that may have teenage boys or, somebody who's bigger, going up to the junior suites might give you just a little more elbow room when you're trying to get around, when you got some, those teenage boys that can be taller than their moms, kind of like I have. So, but that's my particular favorite, is just being in a balcony, making sure that I can have my coffee on the balcony and just watching the world go by. Just beautiful.
Agreed. And I have a tip, actually. If you're new to cruising, start small and then build, because once you wind up having that balcony cabin, you're never going to want to go back. And I know that, I've been cruising since I was a child, and then again on my own. And, when mom and dad weren't paying the bill anymore, I just wanted to get on the ship. I figured I wouldn't spend any time in my room. Interior, fine. I'm on it. Had a great time no matter which cabin I was in. But once I started springing for those balcony cabins, it's really, really hard to go back.
I have to completely agree with you. This was only my second experience on a cruise, And on the first one, my wife and I did have the one of the spacious balcony rooms, and just fell in love with it. So this last one, I was supposed to have just an interior room, but then we had the option of upgrading. And of course, I had to upgrade to the balcony because I'm already spoiled by that. And it's kind of funny because before I even did the first cruise, I thought, I'll just go with the interior because of the same reason. How much time do you really spend in there? But this last cruise, I even left my door open throughout the night.
Oh,
And you
nice.
could hear the ocean, and the breeze was just coming off. I mean, it's just, I don't know. There's just something magical about
Yeah.
being on a cruise with that door open with the balcony, and to drink wine at the end of the night with your wife or your significant other and stuff. It's just, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little scary to thought to have to go to an interior room.
I will say though, I've had some of the
Okay.
best sleep of my life in an
I
interior
suppose.
room because,
Yeah.
as the name implies, it's interior. There's no windows in most cruise ships, but some do have options for internal windows. But I've had great sleep because it's just so dark. But if you're in that interior room, you got to bring a nightlight, bring an alarm clock, because you will sleep and sleep well.
Yeah, for sure. And I would say too, I have a little bit of a claustrophobic streak in me, and so definitely, I think if you're like me and you're a little bit claustrophobic, I think those definitely an ocean view or balcony would probably be the best choice for you. But like Allison said, though, you're definitely going to have that nice dark room kind of cocooning you if you're in an interior, for sure.
For sure.
But I mean, no shortage of options for different categories. So whatever it is that you're looking for, even if you have a larger family, there are suite options. You can look at side by side, staterooms as well. So there's lots of things to accommodate a variety of different parties for you. So let's talk a little bit about food, which is typically almost everybody's favorite category when we're talking about cruises, is what is there to eat. So let's talk first about the dining options that are included in your cruise fare, because that's one of the greatest perks of a cruise, right? It's all inclusive. So what are some of the stuff that people can choose from that's already been paid for?
Well,
And who's going to jump in first?
You can go.
So they have the main dining room, which is where you can go and have, I did not eat breakfast there, but I'm pretty sure you can have breakfast there in the main dining. I went to the Windjammer Cafe, which is the buffet, and it was fantastic. I ate breakfast there each morning. And then there's also a pizza place that you can go get a slice of pizza in the evening if you after dinner, if you eat an early dinner and you need a little snack, you can go get a pizza place. And then there's also another little cafe that's down there. It had coffees and things like that, but it also had little sandwiches that you can go if you just need a little pick me up. Even if you have a late dinner, you can go and grab something there. So that was nice. Also coffee and tea, and I don't honestly, I got the refillable mug for the bubbles or the soda package. So I got all the vitamin waters and all of that stuff. So I'm not really sure what you can get as standard. I'll let Craig or Allison speak to that one.
Yeah, I had the first time I went, I didn't get anything, and so my wife did get the refillable mug, and so that was for sodas, that sort of thing, coffee in the morning. The drink package, of course, includes that refillable mug, but also has all of the beverages, anything that you want. Going back to the dining, in the dining room, one of the things that I thought was really fun was that you can order anything or everything on that menu, and that's all included. Because a lot of times, and the cool thing is that the helpings are not huge, so you can try everything. So like and some people don't know that, and I didn't realize that the first cruise, but the second one I knew it. So it was kind of like, this looks good. I'll have that. I'd like to try this. And can I have that too? And then I tried a couple of the appetizers. I mean, I did not go hungry. And I mean, I always eat, so it's not an issue.
Yeah, and in those main dining rooms, the menus are expansive. I mean, they're huge, and you've got like a selection of things that are always available, and then they've got just their nightly lineup of they've got starters, small plates, mains, this, that. So you could just be like one of those, one of those, one of those, one of that, and just like you said, Craig, you can just. You will not go hungry, and the food was fantastic.
And I need to add too that they do have dining restriction offerings and vegan offerings too. So those that have that need that, they definitely can accommodate that.
Yeah, that's good to know too.
Yeah.
So let's talk. You guys have already kind of mentioned a couple of the things that you can upcharge with in regards to dining, but what are some of those extras that you can opt for, and do you think that they're worth it?
The ultimate beverage package. I mean, I know that that's not food, depending on who you ask, but we definitely got our money's worth from that. And it wasn't just alcohol. It was like Katie, you said, you could have your sodas and your vitamin, bottled water, all of these things. And, it was, you get it before the cruise. It's less expensive, and it's, just it pays for itself to be able to enjoy all of those things. Because I think, Craig, as we were talking, I think it's water, coffee, iced tea, and I think a variety of juices are what is really included like with your fare. So if you want to have anything extra, it's nice to do that and then not have to worry about paying for things. I mean, everything's all taken care of before you go. You don't have to worry what your cruise bill is going to be at the end. Those cocktails or sodas will they'll add up. So having that package was really nice.
And I do have to say that initially it's a little sticker shock. But if you, I learned from me, it was worth it. In the long run, it was worth it because, when you're on a vacation, typically places like this, their drink costs are high. And so they add up fast. And it's just a recommendation. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do a cruise without it anymore.
One cruise, my husband and I saved all of our receipts, and we just wanted to see, like, did we out drink or whatever the total bill? And we came out on top. It made sense for us to do it. With the sodas and everything, it's expensive, so it was worth it.
And if you have the drinks package, that follows you onto the private island of Coco Key, correct? Yeah. So I mean, that's another thing to keep in mind that it's not just what's on the ship. Yeah.
Right. And that can be dangerous.
Yes.
I haven't gone to any of the other formal restaurants though. Have you? Any of you? And those are charges.
So
you end up.
I know Izumi is delicious. It's like your basic hibachi restaurant, but on the ships they do such a fantastic job of entertaining with the little ones, especially, or the big ones. The volcano hearts and the steam, and their tossing shrimp tails, and you've got that. But then you also have like just delicious Asian food, sushi. So if you don't want to do the teppanyaki experience, you can also just have really good dinner. So that food is really, really good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, Johnny Rockets is something that is separate. You do have to pay extra for the Johnny Rockets.
And I love Johnny Rockets. We were talking about too, what a great view this is.
I know.
This Johnny Rockets. I mean, this is like the nicest Johnny Rockets view I've ever seen anywhere. So
definitely. And they're a staple on Royal Caribbean ships. It's, every time you get on one of their ships, it's like, oh, there's Johnny Rockets again.
Definitely. So
there is I was kind of looking, I've got a book here on called Come Seek the Royal Caribbean, and they mention in here that there's actually 3 types of dining. There you go. Casual, there's smart casual, and formal. And so I'm guessing on here, without digging in more, is that the formal are the ones that you end up paying more for. So as far as how you dress for any of these, it's for the most part, it's pretty casual.
Yeah, and when the cruise we were on was a 2-nighter. It was a weekend cruise, which was amazing in itself, just to be able to get away for such a short amount of time. But on the longer sailings, you'll see things, the formal nights and all that stuff. But with this quick getaway, we kind of just got a little taste of everything.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right.
So speaking of a little bit of everything, let's tell people about the entertainment and onboard activities that are available.
Did you guys see Grease?
I did.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, it was so good.
It was fun. It was really, really fun. The Grease is it wasn't the full show or anything. It was just the songs, but they make it into a sing along. So everybody's singing at the top of their lungs, all the songs. It's hilarious. It's great. I had a ball. I enjoyed watching that. It was great.
Yeah, it was. We were dancing, singing, good times. Grease was
Mhm.
great. Another entertainment activity. Are we kind of?
Yeah, we'll put them
we
all
can put that
together. Yeah.
We went to the 80s party, which was a blast. It was down where they have their ice skating rink that was obviously covered. And then on stage, they had all these adorable dancers dressed up in, the neon and, the tulle skirts and everything. And it was great. We were joking. We're like, they were all so cute. We're like, I don't think any of them actually lived in the 80s, but they were really handling the theme really, really well. But oh my gosh, the music was so much fun. We danced. We had a bunch of us on the ship, and we just had the best time. It was a great time.
It's the first time I've been on a dance floor for a long time, and the 80s was my era, so I had to jump out on the floor for sure.
Oh yeah, it was so good. And then they just had music, live music at various. I feel like everywhere you walk on this ship, there's somewhere to stop, take a seat, and just watch musical performances, live music everywhere all over the ship. So that was really fun. I didn't get to play any of the games. Did you guys do trivia or anything like that? Because that was all over too.
I didn't.
I didn't do that. I went to the casino. That was lots of fun. I learned how to play roulette, which I think is hilarious because I'm not lucky at all. So, but it was still fun. It was really fun. That I enjoyed doing that. But then the other thing that I was going to mention is the whole sports complex for the kids.
Yes.
They have what is it? The sky pad, and then they have a rock climbing wall. They have the flow rider.
Yep.
It is huge. I did not realize how many onboard activities there were for the bigger kids. My daughter's 8 and she would love doing any of that stuff too. But when you have older teens and things like that, I was like, oh my gosh, this would be a lot of fun for my 17-year-old as well. So
Laser
that
tag,
one I really enjoyed.
Yeah, laser tag was closed because I think they just with COVID that hasn't reopened yet, but it will be back soon. They told us, but so many things to do. You forget you're on a ship.
Yes.
Well, there was karaoke.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, karaoke. I wanted to mention one thing. The other sailing that we did, which was in the same class, was Freedom of the Seas. And it is good to know that the entertainment, like in the Royal Theater, the main shows are not the same. They don't necessarily, they're not, like this one was Grease and the other one was a tribute to Once Upon a Time characters, I think it was. And that was fantastic. So I don't know if that's necessarily a reason to pick a certain ship, but just so that you are aware that they can be different.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that flow rider.
Yeah, you're not getting me on
our
that.
sailing was a little chilly, but that I've always wanted to do that, but I'm a little clumsy. So
yeah, I would bust my face.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, but look at that. I mean, certainly, you're not going to be bored when you get on a Royal Caribbean ship. That's for sure.
Now you want to notice something in that picture? Notice in that picture, there's nobody in the pools, but there's 3 hot tubs.
They're all in the hot tub.
Because it was 40 degrees.
Yeah, it was very chilly.
So cold
that day.
Yeah.
So, definitely, I think whether you are there with a group of friends who are all adults or whether you're there with your family with kids, you're definitely not going to run out of things to do. It's like, people say that a cruise ship is kind of like a floating city. And that's really true. Like it very much is like a floating city. So there's always going to be something for you. And then we talked about last week, actually, on Sundays with MMT in this group, we talked about Coco Key. So if you missed that session and you want to learn a little bit more about the private island, search that in the group or go to youtube.com/marvelousmousetravels, and you can find the replay of that video where we talked all about the different things that there are to do on Coco Key. So that adds, even more. And speaking of Coco Key, let's kind of end up tonight by telling people, what's the typical ports of call for this ship? Where does it tend to sail?
Nassau.
Yeah.
And the Grand Bahama
And Grand
Island,
Bahama,
if it's a 4-night, because
Oh, I
this
didn't know that.
one, this cruise ship will do a 3-night that goes to Nassau and Coco Cay, and then it goes for Grand Bahama, Nassau, and Coco Cay for the 4-night. So it kind of goes back and forth. So
it's just so convenient to be able to go away. I mean, we went to the Bahamas. We had the most perfect day ever at Coco Cay. And, people were back in the office, they could have, some people we were with were going to work, they were going in and doing things that day. So super convenient. And yeah, I mean, the Bahamas is just such a great itinerary, I think, because the water is just so blue. The sand is so white and soft. That's where I want to go. So,
yeah. So, I mean, definitely that Bahamian itinerary, if that's what you're looking for, this is a great ship. And of course,
Absolutely.
It's Royal Caribbean. So, it's no surprise to anybody that that's where you're going to be.
Right.
But Coco Key is kind of a destination unto itself, let alone getting to explore Nassau or getting to do some of the other ports as well.
Yeah. Oh, man. That overwater bungalow we had on the island was best day ever. I know, really, it really was.
It was so fantastic.
Yeah, we had a nice tour of the whole island too when we got there. So it's like it feels like there's so much on that island, but it's actually not huge. We walk, you walk it, but there's a ton to do. I wish that it stayed there the whole time.
I know, right?
I thought it's pretty unique in that you can be in one area and you can't see all the other areas. And then you come around a corner and then there's a whole other beach, so you really feel like there's separate areas on this island that are all on their own. And I thought that was pretty incredible. Yeah, the pools and so forth. Yeah, I love that island. It's awesome. Oh, I did learn some trivia. Did you know that we all of us, it's perfect day at Coco Cay. Those are for those of us that are not native Bahamian folks. It's key to them. And we learned that on our little tour. So those of you out there that don't know the difference, I've never known the difference, and I was really glad that she told us that.
Yeah. Because it's spelled like K.
Oh, yeah.
It's pronounced T, but for marketing purposes, perfect day at Coco Cay sounds awesome to me.
Right. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing with us your experience on the Independence of the Seas. It definitely looks like an awesome ship for any type of family or, group of travelers who might be looking for that, fun Bahamian itinerary and the opportunity to experience a little bit of that lifestyle as well. So, and we also thank all of you who have been watching for joining us tonight for Sundays with MMT. If you are catching us on replay, we do know obviously it's Super Bowl Sunday. So if you're not watching live and you're catching us on replay, you can still ask questions. We do monitor these videos after the fact, and we would be happy to come back and address those at a later date. If you would like to get information about planning a trip from any of the agents that you heard from tonight, you can find all of their contact information at the beginning of the video. Keep in mind that it is completely free to book through an agent. You're not going to pay any more to book through an agent than you would to just go on Royal Caribbean's website and book your cruise yourself. Yet you are getting firsthand experience. You're getting people who are trained to be experts and helping you navigate, everything there is to know about cruising right now, from COVID protocols to testing and vaccination requirements to, choosing the right stateroom and itinerary for you. So you have someone there to really kind of hold your hand and help you through every stage of the process, and it doesn't cost you any extra money. And we can help you everything from a cruise to a theme park vacation to an all-inclusive vacation or beyond. So again, feel free to reach out to any of these agents if you're interested in planning a trip. We hope you enjoyed watching with us tonight, and we hope to see you again soon for another episode of Sundays with MMT. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.